Greetings to another video. If you're in the UK, you know how bad this storm is. I was gonna ride outside today. Definitely not. There's I think it's like 80-mile-an-hour winds. Anyway, so this is why I'm in the comfort and warmth of my house, and I'm gonna share 5 different upgrades that you can get for your bike for under £50. These are like the 5 best things that I think are gonna make the biggest difference to your riding, and yeah, just the best upgrade. So the first thing, number 1, is handlebars. And I know a lot of you are like, you can't get handlebars for under 50 quid. You can. And it's more about the width of them because I used to have 40 centimeters. I went down, I had a bike fit with Filbert. I'll leave a link to it below to show how you can find out your optimal handlebar width. Basically, you have to have them in line with your shoulders. Mine were too wide, I had so much discomfort, and I bought some really cheap, because I didn't think it was gonna make that much difference. I was like, oh, I'll just get the cheap ones. I think they were like £20, and they made so much difference. The ones that I've actually gotten, my preference now, are is it Deda or Deda? D-E-D-A. And they were literally 20 quid. I'll leave a link to the ones that I've got below. But I really like them because they've got a really nice, there's a name for this and I've forgotten it. Do you like the actual hook, the shape of the hook? Really nice for it being in the drops and on the tops. So make sure you've got the right width handlebar for you. Second one, also linked to the handlebars, is bar tape. I am really fussy with bar tape. I really do not like the kind that feels like cork. Ugh, it makes me feel, not that there's anything wrong with it, but I just don't like the feel of it. Do you know, some like textures and stuff makes you it just makes me feel ugh. So I don't have that. However, I did have one bike with it on, and then I was like, oh, I'll just put something over the top of it, and then I was like, oh, double wrapped bar tape, you get that extra squish. So if you do a lot of endurance rides, or you just want a little bit of more comfort on your hands, then I would definitely recommend getting 2 lots of really good bar tape. I mean, the one below, it couldn't just be like the cheaper cork type. And then I think on the top I've got level, which is kind of like, I'll show you a close-up of it. It's kind of like, not sticky, but it's just a really nice grip. Also, anyone know the best way of actually wrapping them? I can't do it. I've tried, it's an absolute skill. Still not mastered it. Third thing is, again, you're gonna tell me, you can't get a saddle for under £50. A good one anyway, you can. And that is a saddle. What I found was, so basically I had a saddle years ago that I quite liked. Anyway, it just collapsed. It was not really well made. It broke. And then I was like, okay, well, I need to find a new saddle. And it was tough. And I tried so many different ones. I spent so much money. And at the time, I thought the more money I spend, the more comfort I'm gonna get. And that was not what I found at all. I think when you're paying the extra money, it's all about weight savings. It's about like having a carbon saddle, you know, like the ones that are like 100, 150, 200 pounds. And I think they are made for racers who are paid to ride their bikes. Don't think that because a saddle is cheap, it's not gonna be comfortable and it's not gonna work for you. I think just try it. And my saddle, you know, I love my saddles. I actually bought quite a few of them and they were all under, I think they were £40 maybe. It's a Bontrager, as you know, you can't get it anymore. I'm really sad that they stopped making it because it was my go-to. Expensive doesn't necessarily mean like better or more comfort, so just remember that. Number 4 is gonna be a little bit varied or split depending on what bike you've got, and that is brake pads and rotor. So if you've got a rim brake pad, make sure you're checking the wear on your rim brake. What are they called? Shoes? What are they actually called? I can't remember what they're called. You know what I mean, the rubber bits. So make sure that they're not worn down. And if they've got any like grit or metal like in them, make sure that you're changing them or cleaning them regularly, like maintaining them, because if there's loads of stuff on there, then when that's breaking on your rim, it's going to wear your rim down quicker. So just make sure you're checking them, maintaining them, and get good ones. I've tried cheaper ones years ago and they're just not as good. So I've got the Shimano ones on mine and they are just better. And disc brakes, I'll talk about it because I do have disc brakes. Regardless of what that video was saying, I do have disc brakes on a couple of 3 of my bikes have disc brakes and 1 has got rim brakes. But yeah, so an upgrade that you can make is getting one good disc brake pads. So I think the resin ones, I think they are the best overall. That's one thing. And then also, you can also upgrade your rotors. So if you've just got like really cheap basic rotors on there, you can get way better stopping power if you've got upgraded rotors. So for example, like the Shimano, they have got like I think it's called ICE technology. So it's basically like a sandwich of different metals. So you've got, I think it's stainless steel, aluminium, and then stainless steel in the rotor. And that means it can dissipate heat better. So if you're on a really long descent, you're not going to have that fade that you can get with some disc brake rotors. So, and also it means that your disc brake pads are going to last longer. Number 5, I guess it's not an upgrade for your bike. It's going to feel an upgrade, but it is the dreaded foam roller. So this is not for your bike's benefit, this is for your body's benefit. Nobody likes foam rolling, but it's gonna make so much difference to how you actually feel on your bike. And we've talked about, I guess, the main contact points, so your saddle and your handlebars and the pressure of that. But your body on a whole is gonna feel better if you foam roll regularly. So glutes, hamstrings, calves, ITB, your back, it is gonna feel better. I always feel like after I've done a really good foam rolling session that I feel like, do you know those men, and not actual men, but the blow up things outside garages, just goes like this, and it's like all like flexible and wiggly. I always feel like my body and my legs feel like that after I've stretched and foam rolled. If you've got any upgrades that you think are worthy of mentioning and that are under £50, leave them in the comments. Have an amazing weekend, and I will see you all on Monday, hopefully outside again, because I am just desperate to get back out on my bike in not crazy winds and crazy rain. And it's meant to snow tomorrow. Ugh. Right, I'll stop moaning. I'll see you next video. It's a bit low. I need to get a new tripod. What's the third thing? Oh, bugger.